And that is the beauty of AI. It's really looking at the way of how we are solving for old school problems
Right.
with new technology. I believe that's part of really the engaging part of the creativity and the willing to look at new ways of innovation within the retail space.
Welcome to the Microsoft Cloud Executive Enablement Series, where we speak with Microsoft Cloud senior leaders and experts about the latest trends in technologies we're seeing in the market. The goal of this series is to share with you and your teams our perspective on the business value driven by the Microsoft Cloud for our mutual customers, and the opportunities for our partners to grow their business with Microsoft.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Karuana Gatimu, and I'm so happy to have you back today so that we can talk about the Microsoft Cloud in retail. And we're going to do it with somebody who knows a ton about it, Carlos Herquinio, who is the Senior Product Marketing Manager for Microsoft Retail Industry Space. Carlos, welcome.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Did I make it through that? I'm really worried I wasn't going to do that
No,
right.
you're amazing.
Oh, that's really good. Well, thank you for joining us. We have a lot to share with our partners about
Yes.
Microsoft in the retail space that they may not know about. But first, a little bit about you. Like, how long have you been with Microsoft?
I've been with Microsoft about a little more than 6 years. Yeah, I come from the field and now I'm working in corp.
But the field where?
I was working in Colombia looking at all Latin America.
So that has to be quite the transition to come from Colombia to now working at Corp. I know that sometimes corporate it's like a different environment really being here. How's that been for you?
It's been a journey. It's been a lot of learning, but I love the experience because working at the field, I was responsible for the partner business of data and AI. So really working closely with ISVs and SIs, and a lot of what we needed was business outcomes, business solutions for retail, because that is really what our customers are looking for. So now that I'm at Corp, I'm able to actually create and provide what I needed and what many sellers needed and many of our partners need when they're in the field doing the business.
It's really rewarding to get to do that because you're serving like the greater good in a way.
And that's pretty much their ask when they look at us as leaders on cloud platform, now becoming leaders on AI and Gen AI. Our partners are really looking at us to bring that guidance, bring that strategy, and help them evolve and transform not only their own business, but in the end, their customers, and here specific, their retailers.
Talk to me about the industry itself. Like, what challenges do they have? What are they dealing with now post-pandemic?
There's a lot of disruption that happened, right? Many of our leaders, especially in the retail space, they're looking at workforce transformation, economic disruption or economic uncertainty. So the leaders in the retailers are looking at ways to help themselves or, hey, how do I continue to operate and how can I continue to adapt in a faster manner? Because what is really happening is the environment is changing day to day. A little bit of how we're trying to help them is, hey, how can they leverage technology to enable them to be future-proof business and companies? So as part of that, specifically on retail, a lot of that happened over the pandemic is that the workers have now different and new expectations of doing work. And also there's a lot of expectations that they're bringing that helps them to get better productivity. Part of that is the work-life balance inclusion, that now you can do the work from your house, from the headquarters, and from the store floor. So in order to do that, we need to bring them the right tools, the right capabilities to actually enable that.
I don't know if everyone understands the association between AI and retail. How do you think about it? Like, how should we all be thinking about AI in retail?
That's a good question. I think it's an excitement time. AI is really transforming the way we do business across every single industry. In the case of retail, we see an increased level of automation. It's unlocking new wave of reaching out to the end customers. You can think more conversational, in a way, interactions and even shopping experiences. The part that perhaps excites me the most about AI is that it's new technology that can help us solve for old school problems. So things that we've thought that were always going to be business as usual, and now with new mechanisms, either on the AI side, on the generative AI side, it's really making us think differently about, hey, maybe we can solve something more. There's a lot of design workshops that we're doing with key industry players that are just so exciting because it's giving us new insights into what new solutions can we drive. And all of this is in preparation for our new marketing moment, NRF, in January. So really exciting times.
You're talking about, this issue of improving operations and optimizing the experience. All of that has been around for some time, but now we have the Microsoft Cloud for Retail. Tell folks what that really means.
Microsoft Cloud for Retail, it's our pillar for the retail narrative. Our aim is to provide and bring business growth and accelerated business growth by providing a whole set of capabilities specific for the retailer's need. Part of that, it's enabled through capabilities from the Microsoft Cloud platform, but also from our partner ecosystem, all seamlessly connected to enable transformation and help the retailers better connect their customers, their people, and their data.
That's so important. If we as Microsoft get the opportunity to see that these same solutions are needed, these same configurations are needed over and over again, it behooves us to use our power as the platform to accelerate the delivery of that, right? But there's still, I think what you're saying is there's still a lot of room for partners to innovate in that space, though, as well, right?
Correct. I think when we started launching the industries, we really wanted to listen to another rooms of the houses in our customers. They're more the business decision makers. In the case of retail, the store managers, the marketing managers, procurement, supply chain managers. Because in the end, they're looking for specific business outcomes. For example, supply chain visibility, inventory optimization, empowering of the frontline workers. When we're looking at capabilities and solution, we look at our partner ecosystem. And many of the solutions already exist. A little bit of the shift of Cloud for Retail is, hey, let's build this as part of one common narrative that is centered around 4 pillars. So we were able to work together with a consolidated narrative that is comprehensive of Microsoft first-party products and capabilities, but also how that integrates with the existing solution that our partners have.
Isn't that what was missing? We talked about before that sometimes, I used to make the joke that do the people at Corp and all the different divisions, do they actually talk to one another? That's how it used to be. How it is now is that, yes, we're actually talking to each other. It seems to me that there's a more cohesive narrative across something like this solution for retail than maybe we had before. Is that true?
Yes, I would say it's now with landing one common narrative for retail, understanding what our customers' needs are and bringing and surfacing key solutions to address that, that is really helping us to land better conversation with our customers and enable the transformation.
Give us your insight. How do you think AI is going to transform the retail space?
It's a fascinating moment to actually be working in the tech industry. It's opening up to understand new ways of how to solve old school problems. The fast pace of how OpenAI, ChatGPT, now Azure OpenAI services, the ability and the fast pace to transform and look at new ways of driving conversational engagement, it's helping and making us things totally different from what we used to do. So the last few months, we have been working and collaborating with many key of our industry, independent software vendors for retail to really do design workshops and understand what new scenarios can we solve for. And it's really an exciting time to learn. And I would say it's so easy, it's so fast to actually start getting your sleeve up and do the work. And we're actually really excited to do some of these announcements during NRF in January.
How can we help our partners have this conversation with customers now about really investing in that frontline worker experience?
a little bit of when we define and we work together here to define the cloud for retail narrative, one key pillar out of the four that we have, it's actually empower the store associate. It's really listening to what is happening after the pandemic and the many challenges that we're facing, empowering them to have better conversations with the customers at the store, but also how do we help them and invest on their growth. The way that at least we look at it is from a first-party Microsoft Cloud platform. We have been working and collaborating and integrated Team Frontline Worker applications and solution accelerators as part of our platform. But on the other hand, we also acknowledge that many of the partners already have solutions. We are partnering, for example, with Zebra as part of the devices and other system integrators that are creating and enabling a whole new level of collaboration to really empower the store associates.
Because you're also touching on something that I think is really important from the customer's perspective, which is employee health, wellness, and retention.
I agree, and I think the rapid transformation in the industry and AI and Gen AI, it's even pushing us to look at new ways to drive this automation. Because yes, we can have and enable the store operators, the frontline workers to leverage these tools, but how do we make it easy for them? How do we surface and are able to help them investing on their growth, learning path, training, readiness, but also how do we leverage the same tool to help them have much more valuable conversations with the end customers.
Right, exactly. So that their information is at their fingertips when they're trying to serve that customer and resolve an issue or help them upsell them or help them find another, pair of shoes, as it
Yes.
were.
Yes,
Because that's
and-
what I'm always shopping for, is a pair of shoes, usually.
And that is the beauty of AI. It's really looking at the way of how we are solving for old school problems
Right.
with new technology. I believe that's part of really the engaging part of the creativity and the willing to look at new ways of innovation within the retail space.
We really have a more cohesive story now in the retail industry than we had before. I know there's some ways that we quantify that. Help us understand.
Cloud for Retail is our narrative pillar for the retail industry. The way that we look at it, it's around four key pillars. The first one, maximize the value of your data. The second one, elevate the shopping experience. The third one, build a real-time retail supply chain. And finally, empower the store associate. The way that we look at this is how can we help transform our customers based on their needs? If we look at maximize the value of your data, for example, our customers have many different systems that do not talk to each other. And how do we help them by connecting all of these data sources to get better insights of analytics and recommendations for the shopping experience? The second one is about the store, elevating the shopping experience, both from customers that are perhaps doing a purchase from the online marketplace or the brick and mortar store. There's many new technologies such as IoT, cameras, machine learning on the edge that are transforming the way of how do we have an e-commerce level of insight from not only the marketplace, but also the physical store. And this, it all comes to life based on the new technologies and the new capabilities that we are launching, but also the amazing effort that our partners are bringing in creating these solutions.
So when you talk about this, one of the narrative pillars is supply chain. What does that mean?
Yes, especially during the pandemic, we saw all the situations that were happening about low visibility of inventory, right? And also there's many new customer behaviors and needs of companies to become much more sustainable. So our customers are actually looking at our partners and at Microsoft on how do we help them through that? How do we help them have better visibility on their supply chain, how to better optimize their inventory, but also in a sustainable manner. And the last key pillar that we have, it's about empower the store associate. I believe this is something that we're seeing as workers. Work-life balance is so important. And how do we have the right tools to do our work wherever we are? And also the retail employees at the store associates, they do need that as well.
Yeah, absolutely they do. Because, if the store associate is empowered, you can immediately improve the customer experience. You
Correct,
can always
100%.
tell when a store associate has confidence in the system that they're looking at on their device, whether it's the inventory system or you're trying to process a return, you can tell that confidence shines through.
Correct. And if you have the right data to actually satisfy and make your end customers happy, they are always going to, that builds up to the retention. So the frontline workers, the store associate are actually the key connection to the end customers.
What about the opportunity for partners though? How are they really a differentiator in this space?
Oh, partners are critical for us. The only way to reach every single retailer of any size across the world is through our partner ecosystem, both system integrators or independent software vendors. A lot of our work during the past 2 years since we launched Cloud for Retail has been on onboarding, recruiting, enabling them on our narrative and our new products. When we look at the ISVs, we are partnering and closer together to understand what new solutions, how they're transforming the retailers'
Experience, right? Yeah.
experience. Yeah,
When I think about the ISVs, the independent software vendors in this space, they have very specialized knowledge, don't they? Because this is their industry, right?
correct.
Okay.
The way that we look at the independent software vendors and the way actually we look at every partner, they're the industry experts,
Right.
right?
Right. Exactly.
They are the most knowledgeable persons about what our retailers need, both in the different rooms of the houses that we have. Independent software vendors or ISVs have been developing solutions for retailers for years. They already manage many of their data. They already been working, leveraging our platform to drive analytics, drive AI models. When we look at them, we're really looking at understanding, hey, what's the art of the possible? What additional integration can we do? What are you seeing so we can collaborate and understand better a new solution that can solve for old school problems?
And I also love that in this incarnation of Microsoft, we're learning from them. We're willing to learn from them. We're listening to them as they bring us this knowledge. But then they're doing even more for our customers, right? Because there's a speed element that is important here, right? In terms of how quickly people can go to market.
There are two ways, and when we look at the go-to-market, we are helping system integrators separate on the independent software vendors. So in the case of system integrators, many of them already have built on their solutions or they're experts on the Microsoft Cloud. So when we look at helping them accelerate their go-to-market, it's all about skilling, it's all about readiness, it's all about this type of programs and executions.
Right, right.
It's how do we equip them faster and help them understand the new products that we are launching specifically for retail. And in the case of the ISVs, it's all about, hey, how do we go to market better through go-to-market campaigns, ISV designations, helping them gather, surface the solution faster through all of our channels and activations.
And I always thought of Microsoft when I was in the partner space as the great amplifier, right? Allowing me to reach others. Is this also true in the retail space?
Correct. The way that I also look at Microsoft is as a platform. A little bit of how you can also think from a partner perspective is how can Microsoft help you reach more customers? One way to scale is through the commercial marketplace. So we're working with partners to help them launch their offers, launch new solutions, and make sure that they're published and transactable in the commercial marketplace, because that is the way on how we talk to our customers about future solutions. Also, by scaling through the commercial marketplace, or Microsoft sellers can better understand about the new partner solutions aligned to these 4 pillars that we went through.
I feel like what you're talking about is a recipe for bringing Microsoft Cloud for Retail to life.
Yes, that is, when we look at it, it's all about new product integration, enabling AI, transforming the retail business needs, helping our partners understand this faster through skilling, go-to-market, and marketing campaigns. And finally, once the solution is ready, let's go and win new customers.
Our mission of empowering every person and organization on the planet to achieve more
Mhm.
is not a marketing slide for us or just something that we put on some wall someplace. All of us are really living and breathing that. We're really trying to then help our partners live and breathe the same. They are people who we want to achieve more in their
Mhm.
businesses. That's why we invest all this time and fancy equipment in doing a session like this so that we can inspire them to think about how they can grow their business with us as the platform. It's really, I mean, it's
Yes.
so exciting, I think. I mean,
Yeah, and that's exactly what our partners are looking at us. They look at all the innovation that we do on the cloud, security, compliance, now all the investment we have done on AI and Gen AI. It's how do we collaborate together? They bring the industry expertise, the industry knowledge, the industry data, and we bring the foundation, the infrastructure, the platform to better help them scale.
you know, I always liked being in a system integrator because you got the best of both worlds. You get to work with world changing technology, but in a specific way with a specific set of customers, and you can continue to deepen your expertise in that industry area. Where can they find more information about everything we're talking about?
We have the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Portal, or the MAICPP. We have a specific industry page there where you can find all of the information. In the case of retail, and that is the key mechanism for our partners to learn more about how to get skilled, how to get enabled, how to become a Cloud for Retail partner, how to leverage the existing marketing campaigns that we create. And it's the key mechanism to reach partners through scale.
I think it's really important that they use our resources to build their expertise about our cloud for retail,
Mhm.
because if they don't, I feel like they're leaving some money on the table.
Correct. I would say also key feedback that we keep hearing, it's about the fast pace that industry and AI is evolving. Microsoft Cloud for Retail has been live and generally available for about 2 years. So the innovation that we're doing is faster and faster. So that's the key way and mechanism where we reach our partners to actually inform about, hey, we have a new feature. We are integrating new generative AI or Gen AI capabilities. So that is the key mechanism where partners can reach out to us.
Don't be afraid to just dig in. Use the resources on the portal that you're talking about to just start doing things, start getting familiar. Whether you're the technical implementer or not, I always say that people need to have their own aha moment with AI. They need to understand how it's going to impact them for them to become more curious.
I just came back from a trip in Europe, and it was just a couple of friends and I just learning about asking ChatGPT, hey, tell me a little bit about this, the Budapest Castle, or so on, instead of perhaps the old way you have to buy a guide, a map, look different and many different websites to get information. Now you get it in a couple of seconds in a very structured and a summarized manner.
I love that. I think it's so important. And now, of course, with Copilot, Microsoft 365, and other types of experiences, you know, now I can translate that into my day-to-day job.
Yep.
I think it's important for people who are watching this or listening to have that personal experience, and
100%.
feel comfortable with their curiosity,
Yep.
so that we can move forward.
And that living experience is like, I think, the best way to drive creative and change and solve for these old school problems, because I think you really need to understand and work with them closer. And now it's like everywhere: Copilot, on Word, PowerPoint, OneNote, Teams. It's a very exciting time to be working with all of our partners, and especially with the evolving change of AI.
Absolutely. I never thought I'd be sitting here having real world conversations about artificial intelligence in my day job, right? And as a partner, I also think those resources you talked about can be used to help skill the employees of our partners, right? Everyone who works at an SI, everyone who works
Mhm.
with ISVs, you know, there's lots for us to all learn together.
Yeah, it's really exciting times. And I would say we're just still early stages on how to scale this more, integrate this more, help our partners better. I think it's a journey that we all have to go together.
Well, sadly, we're coming to the end of our time together. So give me the quick recap. What are the three key things that we want people to understand?
First of all, Cloud for Retail, it's our narrative pillar for the retail industry. is a set of comprehensive capabilities for retail solutions that are part of Microsoft Cloud, but also most importantly, our partner solutions. The second one, it's our key connection point through the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program, the MAICPP. That's the best way to reach us, get more insights into onboarding, skilling, recruitment, marketing, designations, and finally, AI. Let's get our hands there. Let's start working. Let's start innovating. And again, it's a very amazing opportunity to be in. And let's just start working with it.
Thank you so much, Carlos. That was a fantastic wrap up. I love your passion in this segment. I'm so glad that you were here.
No, thank you for inviting me, and thank you for all the partners that are joining us.
Wonderful. Well, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for being here, all of you, and we'll see you again next time.
And that wraps up today's episode. Don't forget that this episode is a part of a series featuring some of our most experienced and innovative global executives, packed full of great insights and examples of how to make the most out of working alongside Microsoft. If you haven't already, make sure to check out our other episodes. No matter your industry or area of focus, the Microsoft Global Partner Enablement Team is here to enable you and your teams to achieve more. If you want to hear a little more of this episode, we have a podcast which has some more of our discussion and some bonus content. If there's an area of cloud innovation you'd like to hear more about, please send us a note at salesenablement-gsi@microsoft.com so that we can create content that meets your enablement needs. Thank you for listening, thank you for engaging with us, and thank you for being a Microsoft partner. We'll see you on the next episode of the Microsoft Cloud Executive Enablement Series.